Level 1, your boot is soaked from a 3-hour shift knocking doors in a Philadelphia suburb. The candidate you fund cannot know your name. You walk the sidewalk in Bucks County. You hold a clipboard. You earn $15 an hour. Is this how it starts? The average retention rate for seasonal political field staff is less than 30%. You tell yourself that every door is a brick in the wall of a fair republic. Level 2, you sit in a windowless office above a dry cleaner. You track 15 canvassers on a digital map. One canvasser hasn't moved for 20 minutes. You call them. They don't pick up. Political field directors in the U.S. earn a median salary of $55,000. You drink a third cup of gas station coffee at 10 p.m. You update the daily reach numbers on a shared spreadsheet. You tell yourself that managing the friction is how the machine generates heat. Level 3, you scan a stack of checks. Each check is for $2,800. You check the names against a restricted list. The FEC individual contribution limit for 2025-2026 is $3,300 per candidate per election. One donor name appears 3 times. The spellings are slightly different. You flag the entry. You send an email to the campaign treasurer. Campaigns must report any contribution over $200 within specific filing windows. You file a Form 3P with the Federal Election Commission. You tell yourself that the paperwork is the only thing keeping the game honest. Level 4, you host a dinner at a steakhouse in D.C. You seat a real estate developer next to a ranking subcommittee member. Top-tier bundlers for major party candidates often raise upwards of $500,000 per election cycle. You collect 10 envelopes during the dessert course. Each envelope contains the maximum legal individual donation. You hand the stack to a staffer in the hallway. Bundlers are frequently rewarded with appointments to federal advisory boards or ambassadorships. You don't eat the steak. How many dinners like this will it take? You tell yourself that you are merely the bridge between resources and representation. Level 5. You file articles of incorporation for a New Mexico LLC. New Mexico allows for the creation of anonymous LLCs that do not disclose beneficial ownership. You list your office address as the principal place of business. You open a bank account for the entity. Over $1 billion in dark money flowed through the U.S. political system in the 2020 cycle. A $2 million wire arrives from a private equity firm. You write a check for the same amount to a nonprofit. You shredded the wire confirmation. You tell yourself that privacy is a fundamental requirement for the exercise of free speech. Level 6. You sit in a quiet room. Social welfare organizations are not required to disclose their donors to the public. You sign a contract for a $5 million digital buy. The ad does not use the word vote. These entities must spend less than 50% of their budget on direct political activity. The ad describes a specific tax policy. You look at the bank balance. You authorize the transfer. You walk to the window. You sign the wire. Level 7. You watch the screen. A $10 million buy goes live in 3 markets. The ad features a grainy photo of a man. Super PACs can raise unlimited sums from corporations and individuals. You check the polling data. The numbers move 2 points. You eat a salad. You call the media buyer. You refresh the poll. Level 8. The phone rings once. You answer. A voice asks for the number. You state the number. You hang up. A single donor can influence the viability of a primary candidate before a single vote is cast. You look at the map on the wall. The lines have not moved. You sit in the chair. You watch the clock. You wait. Level 9. A young man enters the lobby. He wears a suit that is slightly too large in the shoulders. He holds a wet clipboard. He stops at the security desk and asks for the field office. You watch him on the monitor from the 40th floor. He waits for the elevator. You look back at the screen. You do not press the button. Was the outcome already decided? The architecture remains while the names on the ballots change.